So, guys, I finally had a chance to sit down and properly watch the card in America over the weekend. Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley, Gilberto Ramirez versus Arthur Abraham. I'm also just going to put on a side note Oscar Valdez and where he goes from there and where they all go from here now. Firstly, let's talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley. As I said, it wasn't the best of fights. It was decent. It was good in spots. Um, as in for me, it's hard to see where they both go from here. Well, for Bradley, he has slightly more upside. He can win a belt in the welterweight division again. Pacquiao, if he's retiring, a great way to retire. Absolutely great way to retire. Really happy for him if he does retire on that note. It was a splendid performance at times. At times, Bradley, when he was boxing a bit more and moving, he did frustrate Pacquiao at times. But Pacquiao's speed, explosiveness, timing, accuracy, it did come into play, and it showed on the night. It shows maybe what a good job Floyd Mayweather did. I don't side with either of them. I'm completely on the fence. I like both of them, but from a boxing perspective, I probably like Floyd slightly more. But no, I mean, both their achievements are fantastic, really, really good. But Floyd really done a number on Manny, and it was very, very sad to see if he would go out on that note. So it was good to see he actually came back, boxed really well, and had Bradley in a lot of bother. The thing about Teddy Atlas being the game changer and being a massive difference, I couldn't really see that at the start of the fight, even though I thought Bradley would win. I did tip Bradley to win a bit comfortably, 8-4. So I actually scored it 116-111 to Manny Pacquiao. So it shows how well he did in the fight. As I said, it's hard to see where Manny goes if he does continue. Possibly Terence Crawford. He can make 140, I'm sure. But there's a possibility for Crawford there with Top Rank. Uh, there's not many other people at welterweight. I'd say that he's going to face Kell Brook. Don't think so. Very, very, very unlikely. Um, there's not many. It's very, very tough to pick an opponent. I'd say if he does go out on that, kudos to him. Very good eight weight world champion. Sorry, and congrats to him. Really, really good career. It's been a joy to watch. At least the tail end of it. At least the last however many years I've been watching boxing. So yeah, Bradley, where he goes from here. I mean, if he leaves Top Rank, if he stays, there are big fights in the welterweight division for him. Still got plenty of time. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter winners there. Jesse Vargas rematch is there. Kell Brooks there. There's potential 140 opponents that could move up, as we've heard recently. Danny Garcia's also there if Al Heyman and Bob Arum work together. There's that Broner, Lamont Peterson moving up soon. So there are potential opponents from there. Maybe a Provodnikov rematch is also on the cards. There's a lot of options for Bradley, and he's got plenty of time. And for sure, he's still one of the best at 147, definitely. So got plenty of time, and let's see where he goes from here. Uh, Next match I want to talk about is Gilberto Ramirez versus Arthur Abraham. Uh, Ramirez they call Zerdo. Zerdo was surprisingly very, very good. I did say he would win. I'd say it'd be a bit close, but I wouldn't be surprised if Abraham won. Abraham was awful. He was shocking. He's plodding. He was slow. He was predictable. Every time he came with a lead left hook, uh, Ramirez would just slip and punch. He would just go like this and then come back and come with a jab of his own. Really, really good performance from Ramirez. He reminded me of possibly a more refined, polished version of Callum Smith on this performance. Not saying either or is better than the other, but he looked very, very technically good. It looked like he's been practicing boxing on the outside. His recent fights that I've been watching before the Abraham fight, they've been very much inside, bar the Derek Edwards one where he was working with a new trainer, I think, and boxing from the outside. And yeah, he was very much on the inside against light heavyweight Maxim Vlasov. That was at a catchweight, I think. he very much made hard work of that, and I was actually very surprised to see how he boxed against Arthur Abraham. Of course, Abraham is old. I think he's 36, 37. He's coming towards the tail end of his career, and obviously he's not as good as he once used to be. But you can't take that away from Ramirez. He looked really, really good. Uh, a potential dark horse in the 168 division could be there to unify with one of the other champions. If not, it'd probably be kept over in the States. Um, as I said, Ramirez, he has plenty of options. He's very young. He seems decent. So he's got a lot of options. Arthur Abraham, I was actually thinking about what options he has. He could retire. He could go back in Germany, have maybe a Robert Stieglitz match. If Stieglitz can probably make 168 again, or they could do it at a catchweight. Potentially Felix Sturm if he continues to fight. So there's a belt there as well. There's potential there, and if not, maybe he can pass the torch to someone, a younger fighter. Tyrone Zoiger fights in Germany. That's a potential passing of the torch. I don't know what they think of Fagan Boots since he lost to Karalis, but there's potential there for all German matches. So yeah, there's a lot of potential still for Arthur Abraham in Germany, or he could retire, or he could possibly win another belt via the WBA route. So there are some sort of options. It's not totally over for Arthur Abraham, but I'd say this is pretty much the last phase of his career. Lastly, I just want to talk about Oscar Valdez quickly. Oscar Valdez looked really, really good against Evgeny Gradovich. In the UK, we know Evgeny Gradovich for his fight against Lee Selby, where he was IBF featherweight champion. Sorry, and he lost to Selby. Selby looked world class that night, and really stopped Gradovich in his tracks. Oscar Valdez punished him and took him out pretty early. Made a statement. Uh, Evgeny Gradovich, where he goes from here. I was actually hearing rumours before this fight that he would go and face Nonito Donaire for the WBO super bantamweight title. I don't know what happened with that fight. It fell apart, maybe due to money, but that fell apart. He obviously faced a fighter in Spain. Can't remember his name at the moment, but faced a fighter in Spain. Very lucky. Got a very close decision, very close decision, and against Oscar Valdez, obviously, of course, he lost and got stopped early. But I mean, I could see him moving down to super bantam, potentially challenging there. Featherweight, the guys at the top are very skilled, are very high operators. Selby, Gary Russell Jr., Leo Santa Cruz, Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm also hearing Lomachenko is moving up to face Rocky Martinez for the WBO super featherweight title. So there's potential there as well. On that note, I think Lomachenko absolutely destroys him. But yeah, Oscar Valdez, there's potential there for him. There's a lot of options there for him. It will be interesting to see what route he actually goes down. Uh, if Lomachenko is moving up, there's a potential there. There's potential there for a vacant title via the WBO route. If not, Lee Selby, Santa Cruz. There's a lot of potential there, and let's see how far he goes from here. Yeah. Guys, let me know your thoughts on Ramirez, Abraham, Pacquiao, Bradley, Oscar Valdez, and on a very side note, Lomachenko. And comment your thoughts. It's interesting to see what you guys think on all these fights. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give the thumbs up. Subscribe and share so it gets out to a larger audience. And yeah, anything else, tweet me, PM me, and just give me a shout and we can discuss on there as well. And yeah, take care, guys. Peace.